Yo.
Yo, yo, yo!
Hello.
Hello.
Tropical Fish Game.
I don't know who is saying what yet.
Yeah,
you
who
have
are
to
we
speak
talking
more
to?
so that I can determine voices,
Yeah.
right? So.
So I'm Felix, Lux,
Yes.
the guy who was also in Austin.
Yes.
And-
Yeah, no, I know who you are. It's just that hello is not enough to identify your voice from.
Oh yeah, sure.
Did you just describe to me, Felix, who you are? Like I've never talked to you a bunch and we didn't hang out a bunch? Like what the hell? What a weird thing. Hello, I am a German game maker. We have made games together. That's very silly. Of course I know who you are.
Yup.
So, okay, cool. Is there a lag? I think there might be a lag.
No, I guess it's fine.
Cool.
Just that kind of confused right now.
Oh, I apologize. I was trying to make a joke. It didn't work. I failed at the joke.
it's a bit late here, so.
I am not a
sorry.
good comedian at all.
So anyway, yeah.
Hello, Felix. Who else
Hi
do we
there.
have?
Hey, Flo here.
Hello to Flo.
Flo.
So, Flo, okay, what is your full name again?
It's Florian Valentin Valerius Ben Abdeslam Ben Modeslam Ben Omar Mohammed Abdeslam.
That is such a cool
That
name.
is such a.
It is not of
bananas
German
name.
descent, that name.
That name is so not legal
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah. How would you fit it onto anything?
Every
That's true.
form
Yeah.
hates you.
Every forum. You did a lag in. That's nice. Oh, every form you said. Got it. Cool. And who else do we have? Do anyone else?
I'm also here.
Yeah, but great.
It's me, Intero.
That's awesome.
probably
Sorry,
cannot,
normally we have video, but we
Introduce
don't.
myself with my
because-
voice only.
Yeah, no.
Well, I was trying to read over on
Over
Haas's
there we can
computer.
kinda
There's
see it.
some images, so I could see.
And Felix, yeah.
So I could see Felix and Teflo, and then I saw a talking iron, and I was like, I don't know who that is.
That's good. So, guys, how are you? What time is it there in Germany?
Well, midnight or past midnight. It's like,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
But we are happy that it's actually 3 p.m. So it's a bit earlier for
Yeah.
us. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
We're finally talking to you at an almost time.
almost human time. Yeah.
Not quite. Yeah. How is everything going? I know that we talked to you previously. Before, while your campaign was going, we talked to you a couple of times, and then I don't know if we've spoken to you since your campaign ended.
I know we played one of the builds.
Oh, we did play a build. So how is life? How is the development of your game going?
It's going pretty well, I think. We still have to get used to working full time. It's something
Yeah.
before. So at the beginning, things were kind of slow because we also had to manage the results of the campaign. We have to manage our backers and all of that. And there's also something where we actually get some support by some other German developer. It's kind of like a publisher, but not really. It's more like Devolver Digital. So they're supporting us with marketing, but also giving us some advice because more experience with game development and all that. And kind of setting this up also took a bit of time, meeting
Sure.
with them and discussing the things. But so far it works pretty well. And I think since about at least 2 or 3 weeks, we have been making a lot of progress. And we already, we are on early access right now. That's what we started pretty early, which came with a couple of problems, but it's running pretty well now. And so we have our next milestone in the end of June, and we try to get some content done until then. So that's
What is that milestone?
Oh, that milestone, it introduced a couple new areas. So, we plan to update the early access version about every month. That's at least the goal. And
Sure.
we plan to add just more and more content. And in the beginning, we'll just concentrate on new areas that you can explore. There won't be much more story first. That's something we're going to add later.
Okay.
But at least new area that you can explore. You can fight new enemies. And there will also be
Right.
quests. That's something we plan to add soon.
That's so interesting. So we're developing almost in reverse to what you guys are developing. We've got all the game mechanics being built, but we're concentrating very heavily on story first. So it's so interesting that we both have story related games, and we're coming at it from such an opposing viewpoints. Although you guys have, I was about to say you guys have a really awesome mechanic in CrossCode with the cross-world ball attack mechanic thing, which is really awesome. But we also have some cool mechanics with the shmupping and everything. So it's just interesting. I think people forget that when you're even if you're a programmer, you're being creative, and everyone's approach is completely different. So it's pretty awesome to hear all the devs, especially devs whose work we respect, hear their approaches. It seems like you guys have a very I don't know what's the right word. You're chunking iterations out. Like, since you're on early access, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure for that. How is early access working out for you? You said there's some issues. What were the issues, if you're at liberty to say?
Well, issues were mostly because there are different price ranges. Like, we did the crowdfunding campaign, which was similar to yours, that we said, 15 euros for the game, and I think 25 euros for the beta, aka early access. Sure. And so that worked rather well. I mean, that's what a lot of campaigns have been doing. And then we started early access, and so people suggested us that the price of $25 is actually a lot for an early access title on Steam. So we kind of reduced that price to $20.
Sure.
And then at the beginning, they also made some discount. So we made the discount because it was the beginning, and it makes sense to make a discount at the beginning, so we get a lot of sales right from the start. And then suddenly it was just $16 for early access, or $17. And
Sure.
you can, of course, people started complaining about that. Like, oh,
Right.
now I just had to pay €2 more, and I would have gotten early access version and all that. And that's understandable. It's a difficult situation. We still get some complaints here and there. And
right, because you're the impetus wasn't there for that, but just like the events that took place caused it to be that, but it was never planned to be that, right? You weren't like, let's get the beta money and then screw those dudes. Like, that was never your consideration. It's just the path that happens sometimes gets there like that.
Yeah, like prices change over time anyway. But I think what's really annoying here is the fact that those people who paid the 15 euros, they don't have anything to play. And that's why I think they're pretty pissed about that, essentially.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now we kind of think about adding something to the Indiegogo backers in general to kind of say thank you. We're thinking of adding some exclusive game content for Indiegogo backers. Probably not something huge, because then again people might complain if they're not Indiegogo backers, but
Sure,
at least something
sure.
to show our appreciation. That's right now the best compromise we can think of, because increasing Steam prices is difficult. Giving all the 15 euro backers for the game now early access is also not a solution, because then the early access backers who paid more will complain, like they paid an additional
Right.
10 euro for what?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's kind of difficult, but I mean, so far it was not too much. So I guess we'll be fine. So not too many people complained, and we
Yeah.
talked to them, and I hope we won't get big troubles. So
Yeah, I think communication is probably key. If everyone knows that you're not just out to get their money or screw them over, most fans and gamers tend to be really considerate about that. We actually had a few things like that as well. Nothing that concrete, but we did have our post Kickstarter backer, Slacker backer campaign didn't include the stuff at the same price level as it did on the Kickstarter, and we had to be like, no, but that's because you had 30 days at that price. You didn't do it then, so.
Yeah. And now, I don't even know if you can buy Starr Mazer at this point.
You can't, not yet. You will be able to again soon. We recently had a conversation with Humble and our publisher, but yeah, so.
It can be hard, yeah. I know when we yanked it off of Humble, people were a little upset with us as well.
Not the least of which was Humble.
Yeah.
He called us up on the phone.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Absolutely, but I mean, now when we were playing through the demo on our show of your game, is the demo available to everybody at this stage, or is that part of an early access feature?
The demo that you actually played, it's also an interesting story. I mean, we released this demo with a lot of content, and that for a lot of people that was a good argument to back our project.
Yeah.
Right.
But now that we have early access, such a big demo is kind of like a problem because we have already so much content and people just keep playing this content and they might not be interested all that much to actually get early access because they can play
It
for
was-
up to
It
3
was
hours.
so
Yeah.
solid. Yeah, your demo
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
really
And you had you had the
incredible.
story demo and then the mechanic. Like you could just use the
Yep.
like the fighting, just the fighting demo, and like you
Yep.
could
I
really
like the story
there was a
demo
lot
a
there.
lot.
So is this where is this going? Is this going to the point where you now have taken that down too?
Yeah, we did actually. So we
You guys are screwing everyone over. You're screwing everyone over. You're ruining
I know.
everything.
Okay, now I get what
you're not
people
evil
missed.
guys, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of like what we did is we told people beforehand that we plan to shorten the demo like 1 week before, and we even told them like if you really want to keep the demo, you can just download it. So we won't keep you from doing this. Obviously, it's just that in the long term, it's not about that we want to screw over people who
No,
already
of
know
course
our
not.
game.
Yeah.
It's just about that people who are new to the game have more incentive to actually get early access. So we actually
Right.
wanted to have a proper demo that's short enough to be a proper demo. So
Yeah.
just
You guys have so much drama going on. You've got to like make room for building the game in there too.
yeah, I mean, that of course distracted a lot, like doing all these changes, shortening the demo,
Yeah. Yeah.
building early access. But yeah, we kind of managed to still do some development. Luckily.
On our end, we have a publisher asking for a new version of the game design doc, which is like a 20 to 70 page document, and they're like, we really love it. It's great. We're doing it. It's the greatest thing ever. So we like the document you gave us. Give us a new one. So you actually had to take time out and do another doc. Luckily, they're really great people, and we tried to explain that it's not like a game where without a massive pre-production period, within the timeline we've got, we can't spec out the entire game because every episode will introduce elements that might change the other episodes. So we're constantly iterating. Every time we write a story element, we're iterating through all the other story elements. So I can't spec out all the story elements. You know what I'm saying? Like there's kind of a thing there. Sorry, Vanessa is closing the window, which will cause really great sound for you guys and really shit temperature for us. But it's cool.
It's fine. I know it can be really bad. I've watched the shows
Oh,
quite a few times, guys. Like even when I'm not on, I'm usually watching or in the chat, and I know it can be really loud.
Yeah, so I apologize. It's just we're right on the street. Anyway, so what I was saying is it's very hard for us to spec out every little piece of our game, considering if I write an episode where a new a new character is introduced, that character has to be respected through the entire game. So again, without a giant a year of pre-production where we could do that, we don't have that. We're almost out of pre-production. So that was really weird to get like a request for like this giant document. We did it. It's fine. So we've had our own little dramas, but nothing as nefarious as stealing money from our backers and shortening the demo to cheat people and being horrible people. No, just kidding. I'm so joking.
Yeah,
No.
we're just horrible, I guess.
Yeah, no, you guys are incredible. So Triptide has a thing. Radical Future Game, Starr Mazer. Also, the thing is, many people were idiots in reading or understanding that the project, as it is, a crowdfunding project going on early access to really kick the development process. So, reading, quote, I quote, bought this, and this is the same as the demo that is free, or, quote, there is just a demo, nothing to do, the game is really not going anywhere, blah, 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 is really infuriating, too. So I'm sure you guys have kind of gotten that sort of like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got this exactly once in Steam. There was one review who was negative and it said, yeah, it's essentially the demo. But so many people like voted this to be not helpful that it actually disappeared. So that was cool. So right now we actually 100% positive. I mean, at least right now we got about 50 reviews. So that's
That's
yeah,
nice.
but so it was not a huge problem so far. But again, now we shortened demo, so we don't have this problem. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, of course. So starting next starting July, we hopefully will have more content, so this problem will solve itself essentially, because there will be more content in the future.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
So we had an issue, not an issue. We had a strategy, and our strategy is still the same. We have this show, and we have on Thursday we have the show where you can see us making stuff. We have constant updates. What we don't have is for you to play something, and that's on purpose. We do that completely on purpose. If we don't have something that's polished and ready to go, we're not going to let you play it. Is there something wrong?
No. Everything's fine.
Okay. Sorry. If we don't have something polished, or we don't have something that we think is representative of the game, especially not a game where every decision you make iterates, and changes decisions later in the game, we're not going to show something. When we went to GDC, we only brought our trailer. Now, granted, this is a secret. This is a leak. I will leak this. We went to GDC. We actually brought a version of the game in case we were ever challenged. And you guys need to show us well, okay, cool. We actually have it. But we mostly just played the trailer everywhere. And we're really excited about it. And we actually got voted best of a couple of our showings. And we were the only ones there with no game. We had a game. And it was sitting in a laptop. But we just showed the trailer and discussed the game and answered all the questions and stuff. And the reason wasn't because our game's better. It's not. It's because we were the only ones there without having a half-done game showed off. You know what I'm saying? Everybody there was showing off their game 2 weeks in, 2 months in, a year into a 5-year development cycle, and all of their games felt like you were 2 weeks in, or 2 months in, or a year into a 2-year development cycle. And ours looked like a really highly polished, really wonderful thing, because that's all we showed. And we're doing that now. We'll show you us making the assets. We'll show the music. We'll show, but we're not going to be and then play it and tell me all the shit I already know is wrong.
I do think people feel incredibly involved, which is great.
No, I'm not arguing for either.
Yeah.
I think
Actually,
early access is great, and
one thing I was going to say with your guys' demo is so when I played your demo, it was so incredible, and I really fell in love with your game, and I had such a great time, and I loved the characters. I think actually the only concern out of now thinking retrospectively about it is that it felt like you were one press of a button away from just launching the whole thing.
yeah.
Because it was it was so well done.
Yeah.
And so now
So where's the game, guys?
I was actually
Why did you
gonna
push the
say,
button?
as a somebody who's invested in
Give me
your
some of your
game,
Indiegogo money. I will buy a plane ticket with it. I'll fly to Germany. I'll push the button for you. It's fine.
that's actually I understand why your fans might be pressing on you a little harder than perhaps we're getting, because it felt like you guys were so close to the end of something when I actually have no idea how far you are in your development process. If you're 1 year out, if you're 1 month out, if you're 10 years out, I have no idea, because that just felt to me like a chapter of a game that was just ready to go.
Yeah, you just need to write some more dialogue and do a little bit of art, and you're done.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I mean, I know that's not the case, but
I mean, the thing is, it's mostly mechanics, but very little content. I mean, that's
right.
We have about 10% of the game done content-wise, but those 10% were developed in 3 years essentially. I mean, we were 1 year on the technical demo, and then 2 other years to the stuff you can play essentially. So it took us 3 years to get to this point, and it was of course part-time, but still that's a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's just that we had this strange approach of just polishing right from the beginning. So we had this core mechanic. Actually, the idea for the game is pretty old, so that's also didn't come from anywhere. It's maybe I think about 8 years old. So even the idea was kind of polished in that sense. So we just spent a lot of time getting the combat right, the puzzles right, how the NPCs work. So essentially, that's what we say about ourselves in general. We think that the devil's in the details, so we spend too much time on polishing the details, and that's why we have very little content, but it plays well, and so that's why it feels like a finished game, but it's not. But that's also why the early access works pretty well for us.
Yeah, because people get to play a thing.
Yeah, that's why people actually they play it and say, hey, that's great, and that's actually worth paying money for. So we don't have this problem that other early access titles have, that you just download it and then you get some buggy mess that's no fun to play.
Right.
So the only problem really for us is that we need to create more content. It's actually a bit difficult because we are kind of not used to creating a lot of content quickly. I think that's still something we have to get more used to.
I was just
but-
thinking that because now you guys are full time. I bet the biggest challenge for you will be to figure out what your actual timeline is, because it's so different from what you've been doing.
It is, yeah. So I kind of feel bad because I'm the only guy talking here all the time. I'm not sure if
Well,
somebody
you are
else-
like the head of the team, right? So you're
Yeah.
allowed. I do that. I do that all the time.
It's true.
Yeah.
I usually talk a lot less. I'm just talking because I actually know you guys. So I've
Yeah.
seen you consume milkshakes, or at least two of you. So
Yeah.
Let's talk about sound or music later, then it's easier for them to
Yeah,
so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So,
no, the thing is, what I just wanted to say something, but now I forgot about it. Whatever.
Okay, well, I will read something from TripTide as you do that. Starr Mazer, as did Radical Fish Games with their demo. Imago Softworks did go a little farther in having so many time passed with the backers, talking, showing, discussing, leaking, having discussions among other creators and fellows. In short, you are sharing, honestly. No marketing time denouncing, no BS, just enough stuff to let people judge and participate with their heart first, not the thoughts of all the money they could have donated versus what's going on. That's totally true. That's actually we're kind of children about it, honestly. We're just like, look what we're doing! This sucked and we ruined it, and then this is great and it's great. We're not really super marketing minded. We think we did a lot of marketing to get it funded.
we just talked a
Like,
lot.
people know what Starr Mazer is,
Yeah.
so now the marketing's done until we have a game to show off. What's really interesting is our publisher has been very hands off, and I'm really secretly, and this is not a secret because it will be on the internet and they have eyes and can watch this too. But secretly, I'm super worried that it will get to the point where we're if they put reins on us and say, okay, now pull it back. Don't say this. Don't say that. Like don't
if they
interact.
start watching?
We've actually engendered a big relationship with our audience, and I think we're selling us and the making of Starr Mazer as much as Starr Mazer the game.
We'll just
When you
have
play
to
Starr
fight
Mazer,
the man.
yeah. But those
Yeah.
men, the man has been really nice to us. So
Yeah,
so,
the
but,
man's a good man.
But what's really cool about it is I think that's part of what sold them on us is our freedom. Now, what you've got with us isn't 2 years of development before our Kickstarter. You had nothing. I mean, you didn't have nothing. You had an idea and some art and part of it. I mean, an engine that I wrote, like a storytelling engine thing, that concepted and made different iterations of for like 4 years. But that's not Starr Mazer. That's just a tool that I wrote, right? So you have all this stuff that because of the Kickstarter is coming together. You guys had an idea and you were making the game. Indiegogo lets you like focus on the game. Without the Kickstarter and without the Mazers, there would be no Starr Mazer. Like that's a big point that we'd like to point out, and that's why we're like constantly at service to.
I'm super excited to like keep up this awesome relationship that we have with you guys,
Yeah.
Radical, because like it's really cool. It's going to be really interesting to see how our two games like vary in the production and our experiences are along the way, because we've been so different even from the get-go.
Yeah.
But we both have heart, but you guys are, you're starting with like 3 years of a game built out. We're starting to roll, and we're like, we've got passionate man to my right and some cool art. So
That's what we started with. Now we have a team,
Yeah.
a whole team of people. In fact, today I saw something, guys. I'm probably gonna have Kazuo make a couple vines about it. Sorry to derail. I just want to point that they were looking for leaks previously, and I didn't have any. But I remember I have one. I'm sure I will make Kazuo. We did a new enemy patterny thing for this other thing we're doing. So we're making 2 games. That's a leak. I'm not supposed to talk about it. They're both Starr Mazer. One of them is like a precursor thing you'll kind of get between now and Starr Mazer, and it's coming out. But we can't talk much about it. But that's what I can say. But we have some cool stuff that we would show you. We have cool patterns happening and really cool mathy stuff, and we got to play it this morning. It was awesome. So keep your eyes out for that. Sorry, that was a leak. I just wanted to leak that for those guys. So yeah,
I was
but
busy having a moment with Radical Fish Games.
I
We
was
have
trying to
start
point out, but you said
combining crap.
all we've got is a loud motherfucker and some art, which is not the case. That's what we had a long time ago. Now we have a loud motherfucker, some art, and some dudes making more art constantly every single effing day,
Yeah.
and a bunch of really cool music. and a bunch of really cool coders, and a bunch of direction, writing, and game development. But you made it sound like, listen, here's the thing. The Germans are known for precision engineering, and I'm terrified.
Are you racist? I don't even know.
I'm terrified that they will look down on us and our ability to make a game here.
Seriously, I often get the impression that actually most crowdfunding projects work like this. That's just mostly present a concept.
Yeah.
And that it works. I mean, I think we are more like an exception that we worked so long on the game before we did the crowdfunding. And I'm not even sure that really helped all that much. I mean, our Indiegogo campaign, it was successful in the end, but it was a really rough time and it was very close toward the end. So
yeah.
I often say that creating the big demo maybe was not the best idea. Maybe even releasing everything that we had at the point we did the crowdfunding was probably not the best idea because we couldn't tease anything. We couldn't like show like, hey, look, we have this kind of stuff and this kind of stuff. And I actually think in that sense we are both actually very similar because we also, in a way that we always want to show stuff.
Oh yeah.
We show out everything we have. I mean, we keep doing this right now. I mean, right now, every day when I do something, you are just tweet it or post it. Even we have updates very regularly. So we also have this kind of very strong communication with the community. So we just share essentially everything. We don't have a lot of secrets right now, except for the story. That thing is holy for us, so we don't read anything about the story. But anything else, like the world, the enemies you will see, we just share that because we don't think it's a big deal, and it kind of gets people excited and keeps them interested over a long time. So yeah, I think we are pretty similar in that sense.
Wait, so you haven't told anybody yet that the game takes place entirely in a psychological experiment in 1977 at Stanford University?
What?
You haven't told anybody that yet?
That was too much leaking.
No, you made that up. The game does not take place during a psychological experiment in 1977 at Stanford University.
I was gonna
That's
say,
not what happens.
I just saw the trailer for
Oh, now
that.
you're leaking again.
The Stanford project.
Yeah, that's not your.
Are we gonna see that?
So you're not gonna. You haven't yet told people that the game is actually being played by monkeys in sub-Saharan Africa, who have. I don't know. I was trying to come up with another movie that I could like steal a plot from. I think I kind of went to the Congo. I went to the Congo and then to Gorillas of the Mist, and then but let's take it to Africa, and then I lost the thread. So no, we what we do know is incredible, and we're not going to leak it.
Does
That's
the
something I will
monkey
never
time
do.
travel in 12 Monkeys? I can't remember that plot at all.
No,
I just know
monkey
Brad Pitt's
time
in it.
travel, unless you consider Bruce Willis a monkey in like a
I do.
like a
greater
primate,
sense.
a greater primate sense, because he's a human being.
Yeah.
Homo sapien sapien. No, we're not going to leak anything. Don't worry. And it is an incredible story. You probably changed it since. Who even knows?
So are you guys gonna be coming out to PAX, or are you gonna come to any events upcoming, or have a presence anywhere that fans can come and check you out? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, there was originally the plan that we show up at E3, but we obviously aren't. I mean, we're still in Germany here. We want this Indies Crash E3 event. I'm not sure if you heard about this. It was kind of like some kind of competition for indie games to get free tickets for E3. We originally thought that was also including a booth, but it turned out it was just regular tickets. And so we played this competition and we kind of won. And at least one of the top 5 places. So we got a free ticket, but in the end we didn't go because it's just very expensive for us to travel to the States and getting a place to stay, especially in Los Angeles when there's something like this week going on.
So
Do you
let me
sell
get this
your
right.
tickets on eBay?
Let me get this right. You won the competition against other people and didn't go. You changed your prices right as soon as you got to early access.
Oh yeah.
And then you cut your demo up so that you took away functionality.
They just bought a yacht.
What are you guys doing?
They bought yachts.
What are you doing?
They're sailing the German seas.
We're just
in their
writing a lot of
gold
blog
yacht.
posts saying sorry to all our followers. So that's what we do all the time.
Oh. Well, I was actually very selfishly hinting at PAX Prime just because like I miss seeing you guys. I didn't know if you were going to be in the Seattle area or not.
Are you leaking right now?
No,
Because you're implying that we would be at PAX Prime.
No, but I'm implying that we live in Seattle.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah,
not
I mean,
leaking
I would
our
really like to
thing
go
at
to the
Panic
States
Farm.
at least sometime. I mean,
You're
right
welcome
now-
to stay here. That was the thing we talked about when we were having those milkshakes.
We
Should
have
hang out.
this couch.
It folds into a bed.
It
It's really
does.
cool. And we can drive you around and show you cool stuff.
It like. Wait, can I show them?
No,
and then
no,
you
don't,
stream
don't, don't,
us
ah!
while we sleep.
Yeah. It's now a bed.
No, that's a bed.
It's now a bed, and you can like. Oh wait, there's a thing underneath.
No, oh my god.
I knocked over the thing. Here, lift this back up. She shouldn't have done that. Just lift this up. It's fine. We ruined it. Just there you go. And now it's a couch again. Look at that. Awesome.
Sorry, guys.
Good job, guys.
Whoa.
I just wanted to prove that you could
Amazing.
stay here.
They
Well,
have
that-
fold-out beds in Germany. I think they invented them.
I don't know that.
This bed was precision German
When I
engineering.
stayed in Germany, it was just a normal
But
bed,
we
so I
buy
don't know what
our
the.
furniture from IKEA, which is Sweden these days. So
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
yeah,
gonna say
yeah,
you're
yeah,
just
yeah.
being like
I might as well invented that.
I'm
Euroist.
yeah, and everything up there, in that sort of Germanic,
Caucasus.
Scandinavia and sub-Scandinavia.
Yeah.
I just made up the term sub-Scandinavia. That's not a place.
Germany's not like right next to Scandinavia.
No, there's other countries.
So
in
yeah,
between,
anyway,
but
so-
who knows?
we try to go to the States at least once, sometime.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
cool.
right now we just have to focus on development because our budget is pretty tight. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
some. We still try to get some additional funding through the state because we might be able to get this because we didn't found any company yet, and Germany
Sure.
has some programs to support that. If we
Yeah.
manage to get this done because we also have a lot of technical aspects for our game. Then if we get those fundings, then we might be able to afford traveling, and then I think we probably will go to at least something like PAX. And when exactly is PAX again?
It's
Late
September.
September this year.
Oh,
I love hearing
September?
Flo freak out, by the way, in the background. It's the greatest.
Yes.
it's so obviously him. Yeah, no, it's late September. I'm
Yeah.
not sure the date. I'm sure somebody can
It's
pull it up.
usually.
I know that we
near
have to
my
be ready
birthday.
for it though. So
It's usually on my birthday weekend.
yeah.
Not this year.
It's a bit soon, but we will see. So
Yeah.
at least we remember that. But
We know it's soon because we have to have something playable by then.
So how about
Ah.
Gamescom anyway?
Pardon?
How about Gamescom? About you going to Germany? About on
Oh no,
Gamescom?
we'd love to if we had a budget to do it.
When
Yeah.
is your
Same
That's-
story. Yes.
Welcome to indie game development.
when is Gamescom?
Gamescom is when?
It's beginning of August, I think. Yeah.
August
Uh,
28th through
Yep.
31, or no?
I don't think we have that.
No.
Yeah. But that's
No.
where we are going anyway. So I mean,
That's
Let's
cool.
release.
Yep.
How about this? How about this? Do this. You send us the latest version of CrossCode, which, as I know, is going to be a stripped down, shitty version of the demo. Send us that. Sorry, I'm just playing. Send us that, and then we'll send you a playable demo of the of Starr Mazer, and then we can go at our respective booths
And just
and
have
just
like
rep
a,
each other instead.
Yeah.
No, not a separate one. Just
Oh.
just straight up.
Straight up as
We'll
an
just
inside.
do CrossCode, and
That-
we'll get in with like our publisher will be like, wait, what's this?
I-
We'll be like, this is CrossCode. This is the game we're doing.
Yeah,
It's the best.
yeah.
And then we'll rep CrossCode,
Can-
and you'll rep Starr Mazer, and Felix will have to be me.
Yes,
Which
and
is-
I'll be
Teflo.
Teflo.
Yeah.
okay.
So that's a
Teflo.
1-to-1.
So what? Hey Flo, what's your name?
Huh? What?
Florian. Start with Florian.
Florian.
Florian, Valentine,
Valentine. Valentine.
Valerius,
Valerius.
Ben,
Ben.
Abdeslam,
Abdeslam.
Ben Modeslam,
Murslam.
Ben Omar,
Omar.
Ben Uma.
Mohammed.
Mohammed.
Abdeslam.
Abdeslam. I'm never gonna remember that. we just gotta go with flow.
All
I'll
of
be
my
fine.
friends can do it, so you can do it
Oh, you're not his
Oh.
friend. He just said you were his friend.
Yeah, well, what's
Wow.
my
I guess I'm
full
not
name?
you then. Myself.
Yeah. So neither of you are his friend too. That's great.
I don't think I could pull you
friendship.
off.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
like
the
way
lone wolf.
taller and way like sticker. That I've got like the lady curve problem, and I'm female, and my hair is not long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has longer hair than you, and he's tall and stick-like,
Yeah.
and you are short.
And he
And a
hugs
girl.
more people than I do. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh man, I don't know either.
Yeah, anyway, that sounds like an interesting idea. You might actually do that, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
that
at
would
least
be
on
pretty
Gamescom, you don't even. I mean, the booth we would have on Gamescom is probably not even organized by our publisher, so
Oh.
they wouldn't complain. I mean, if they probably. I think we probably could talk about them about this, but
Oh, well, we would
I think
definitely
we
send
could
you
do
a
that.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was making a joke and it's turned into an awesome opportunity. Look at that.
I was gonna
I would be
say.
great to do that. I mean, I even still got some flyers from you actually.
Nice. Great. So all that tells me is that you didn't bother giving those out. Thank you.
Yeah,
We're just
so it's
sitting on
probably
them.
not gonna be enough, I guess. At least.
Triptide says that your full name is Vanessa Shanessa Williams.
No, Vanessa, she is Nessa Williams.
Oh, she is Nessa. I get it. It's not like a... I get it.
But
No.
that actually isn't my middle name,
No, she is Nessa is not Vanessa's middle name.
sadly.
It's actually Roberta.
No, it's not. That's horrible.
I was making an adventure game joke. Roberta Williams is a famous adventure game designer, and you being Vanessa Roberta Williams. That'd be funny. No, nobody gets it. I'm too old, and I like video games that you guys don't remember because you weren't born yet. I'm sorry. So let's see. What kind of updates do we have for that we can tell everybody about CrossCode? How can we get a hold of CrossCode? How can we see about it on the internet? Do the sort of pitchy spiely thing, because I think we're gonna move on from this conversation.
Update, yeah. So like, CrossCode is on early access. So if you're interested in CrossCode, just check out our early access on Steam.
Nice.
That's basically it. And yeah, so we are working on a lot of content. We got a new town in preparation. We are like a new mountain area where you have to climb high up, and new enemies like penguins and deadly killer
Penguins!
frog bunnies.
Nice. The penguins are
Frog
super
bunnies.
Yeah, penguins were just freshly added today actually. So
Nice.
we got all kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so if you're interested, check it out. Yeah.
Felix, could we tell them about the special penguin?
The special penguin, yeah, of course. I mean, there's gonna be a special penguin. It's you know, like we have this theme that a lot of animals in CrossCode do music-related things. We have a meerkat with headphones.
Nice.
So another anime will be now planned when it's penguins with a microphone doing beatboxing and similar things. So
Nice.
yeah, and you can see where we get our sound from here. So
That's
Deborah
very
is the
good.
expert at that.
I love it.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Holy crap, I'm so excited. Can we put more animals in Starr Mazer?
Yes. As a reminder to everyone out there, Starr Mazer and CrossCode are crossing over. One of our characters will be entering the CrossCode universe, and the CrossCode's main protagonist will be entering the Starr Mazer universe. In both games, we're having a cogent story, like a contingent story, that actually both games will represent sides of. So make sure to check that out. If you like Starr Mazer and you like CrossCode, or you like just one or the other, get both of them and play your portion of both of them. It'll be amazing. I really dig it. So is that it for our conversation? I think it might be. We're actually running up on time.
Is there any other way in which people can either give you money or
Yeah,
be part
good
of
question.
the CrossCode universe?
How do people who haven't thrown money at you yet throw money at you yet? Is it just early access?
Sorry again, I didn't quite. I was kind of like spacing out. Sorry. What was
You
it?
were spacing out. What the?
Yeah.
Really?
That's terrible.
You're in the middle of a televised interview.
I have a talent of doing that. I'm not very good at multitasking. I was just distracted by the chat. So what was the question?
Okay, the question was, how do people give you money right now for your game? Is it if people were to say, oh my gosh, I am super interested in CrossCode, how will I give those people at Radical Fish Games a bunch of money? Is it just Steam Early Access right now?
Right now it's only early access, but we actually were thinking of having alternative options, but so far we are not ready yet. So
Okay.
yeah, it's only early access. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So there you go, dudes. Check out CrossCode, check out Radical Fish Games, keep in touch with them. We'll probably have them on the show a bunch more. They're good friends of ours, and like I said, our games are crossing over in such a cool way that our stories
yeah.
are impacted by it. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to do a pitch meeting with you guys soon because we're specking out our episode list, and the crossover between you guys and us is actually a major portion of an episode. So we'll be sure to get a hold of you guys. So that said, everyone wish Radical Fish Games a wonderful Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Right? Is it Wednesday for you? Or are you guys in the future or the past?
Yeah.
You guys are in the future. If I look at the Earth
There's
in my
one
brain.
tired German.
Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, you're in the future. Have a good morning. It's a good time. Bye.
Yeah. Nice chatting to you guys, and we will talk to you later.